terör eylemcileriyle ilgili çok yakın bir zamanda Türkiye'de çözüm sürecinin de sıkıntıya sokan yine bir sosyal, yani sokaklara yansıyan bir olay yaşadık. 6-8 Ekim tarihlerinde Türkiye'nin Güneydoğu Anadolu bölgesinde. Orada da sivillerin sokağa çıkmasıyla üretilen bir şiddet vardı. Ve sivillerin arkasına saklanarak üretilen bu şiddeti yine hem Türkiye'de bazı medya organları hem de yabancı basın ya şiddeti meşrulaştırmak ya da işte hükümetin politikalarını eleştirmek için bir bahane haline getirebildi. Burada medyanın kamu yararına hizmet icra ettiği hatırlanırsa ve terörün de şiddeti, dehşet duygusu, şiddetten bir dehşet duygusu yaymak amacı hatırlanırsa, medyanın burada kendine dönük olarak bir öz eleştiri yapması ve ilkelerini terör haberciliğinde nasıl bir pozisyonu olacağına dair bir şema çıkartması icap ediyor. Burada elbette o süzgeç sadece parçalanan vücutları ya da işte az önce Mehmet Acet'in gösterdiği gibi evladını kaybetmiş insanların acılarının o anki acılarını göstererek de o acıyı ve o dehşet duygusunu, korkuyu çoğaltabilirsiniz. Bunu yapmalı mıyız? Şimdi Türkiye'de ne zaman terörizm ve medya meselesi konuşulsa hep 11 Eylül olayları ya da işte İngiltere'deki o metroda yapılan terör eylemi hatırlatılır ve hani o büyük ölümlü terör eylemlerinde yaralanmış ya da ölmüş, kopmuş herhangi bir parçalanmış herhangi bir vücut ya da acılı, dehşete düşmüş bir insan görüntüsü gösterilmemiş olması yüceltilerek anlatılır. Ama Türkiye'de halihazırda yani hem terör eylemleri için hem de o eylemlerde hayatını kaybeden insanların, ailelerin yaşadığı o acının hala gazetecilik değeri olan bir işmiş gibi aktarıldığını biliyoruz. Burada Türkiye'de medyaya çok büyük bir günahı var bu meselede. Hala bu konuyu da toparlayabilmiş değil. Ama insanların, Türkiye'de toplum çok değişti ve artık kendi doğrularını tercih etmekte, iradesine saygı göstermeyene saygı göstermemek gibi bir yeni bilinç edindi, siyasi bilinç edindi. Bunların bir sonucu olarak medyanın da değişeceği umudunu taşıyorum. Ama bu tür, yani bugün burada yapılan şu panel de dahil olmak üzere güvenlik, terörizm ve medya üzerinden çokça tartışma yapmak ve bunu dolaşıma sokmak gerektiği de aşikar. Teşekkür ederim.
Bize teşekkür ediyoruz. Panelimizin son konuşmacısı Şahin Kadir. Doğru diyoruz.
Thank you. I guess being on a panel with journalists always means that they talk more than academics, perhaps. And I've been squeezed out of time. I have a couple of pages, but I have to try and reduce that. I think firstly I'd like to obviously extend a thank you to Sam and Mehmet Özkan. I'm very, very pleased to be in Turkey. I have to let you know that I have a very old connection with your country. I was here to wait for it in 1960 when I was living opposite Anıtkabir, and again in 1965 when we were living in Çankaya. My father was a diplomat then, and I've been here over a dozen times due to this tremendous country of yours. I think sitting amongst all of you, I feel very much like an interloper, because especially here there were 24 rolling newscasters who were able to monitor the news on a daily basis, whereas I only do it periodically. I edit a journal. It's lying in front of you there. I have a few copies for anyone to take away. It's a learned peer review journal. Third World Quarterly. It's come out of London University for the last 35 years. I've been associated with it from the start. Next year we're going on to 12 issues, which really means we're no longer a quarterly, but I think the business risk is with the name, and therefore I have to retain that. Thanks. Despite seismic shifts in international studies, the reasons we started Third World Quarterly 35 years ago are still with us today. More than ever, there's a need to understand what constitutes the security development nexus, and nowhere more urgently than in the Middle East. However, very kindly, I think Mehmet Özkan gave me the license to choose almost any subject, so it might be a little at a tangent to the panel here, but I'll try and be very quick with my remarks. I want to actually extend the remit of this symposium and turn the regional glance eastward to Pakistan. Pakistan, like Turkey, straddles two worlds, South Asia and the Middle East, just like Turkey also straddles Asia and Europe. I think as many of you have by now guessed, I am from Pakistan. 1979 was a decisive and damaging year for Pakistan, not just for Iran, when Pakistan began a slide towards curious faith-based neurosis. Islamization began on the 18th of September 78, when General Zia's takeover, exactly when Third World Quarterly was in preparation. I now want to give you a little synopsis of what I call Pakistani terrorism. Essentially, there are two types of terrorists that have laid Pakistan low. The Tehreek-e-Taliban, the TTP. Pakistan comprises over a dozen outfits in FATA, and they have killed 30,000 civilians and 3,000 military personnel since 2008. There's also the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, LEJ, which is a monolithic anti-Shia sectarian organization headquartered in the Punjab that is lethally active in Karachi and Quetta and has killed over 500 Shias in 2012. On the face of it, their methods, whether it's IUDs, suicide missions, ambushes, are similar, but the objectives are very different. TTP is waging war against Pakistan, its people, constitutional, political system, government and security agencies. It is focused on FATA and the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, even though its presence is ominous in other parts of the country like Islamabad and Punjab. The LEJ, however, is only targeting Shias. It's focused on Sindh in the south, Balochistan in the center, and Gilgit-Baltistan in the north. Only 10% of its attacks are in the Punjab. In reality, however, there is an umbilical link between the TTP and the LEJ. Both use the services and expertise of imported Al-Qaeda militants from Central Asia and the Middle East. Both are hardline Sunni extremists. Both have significant former jihadi elements from the Punjab in their rank. Both have direct and indirect past and present operational links to the Afghan Taliban in Afghanistan and FATA. But most significantly, this is the bit I want to emphasize, both have operational links to the Pakistan's military intelligence services because of their past anti-India jihadi politics in Kashmir and current anti-American tactical alliances with Afghan Taliban and Waziristan. The so-called bleed India delusion or the so-called strategic depth impulsion. In order to combat them effectively, it is important to understand their strategic alliances and tactical links. Thus, for example, a forceful combination of political will, police action, strong anti-terrorism laws, and civil military intel can yield dividends against the LEJ. But challenging the TTP requires, in addition, a degree of conventional military force and administrative resourcefulness. Unfortunately, the political will to confront either terrorist organization is lacking. The military force to subdue them is not forthcoming, and administrative lethargy and due legal process are major stumbling blocks in prosecuting them. Two recent developments explain the civil-military problematic. The military would like to crush the TTP, however it doesn't want to pit its forces against the TTP's Islamists without government approval. But the government is wary of extending approval for a military operation because public support is not forthcoming. Indeed, most Pakistanis are still in favor of negotiating peace deals with the Taliban because they mistakenly believe that the TTP phenomenon is a direct backlash of US drone strikes and will melt away once the Americans draw down this year. Imran Khan, who many of you may have heard of, and a powerful section of the media, that's my only concession to the media panel, have had a big role to play in nurturing such misplaced concreteness. Much the same dilemma exists in the battle against the LEJ. There is no effective national counter-terrorism unit with physical, financial, or forensic training to take on the LEJ. Therefore, the politicians and the police of Punjab have turned a blind eye to the LEJ in exchange for an implicit understanding I'm speaking to myself in Turkish. Therefore, where was I? Anyway.